Hello, and thank you for listening to WRYAT, New Orleans' fifth-ranked public radio station. As always, we're broadcasting live from a prefabricated Home Depot shed located off of South Carrollton by the Popeyes.
Well, folks, it's that time of year again. Time of year when the year ends, with a new year just around the corner. Of course, if you're anything like me, the excitement of New Year's mitigated somewhat after having lived through the past year of disappointment, frustration, and regret. You're still stuck in a job you hate. You still haven't found a way to make time for your true passion. You didn't make your way at goal. You gave up on fixing your strained marriage. Or you're just not back where you told yourself you'd be in January. Afraid there's not much you can do about that now, but you still have time to blow up the past year in a fiery explosion and let the promise of a new year rise from its ashes with Fresh Start Fireworks.
Fresh Start Fireworks has all the bitchin' badass fireworks you need to fuck up what's left of this shitty year and make next shitty year your bitch. We got Scoozers, we got Scuddies, we got Fizz Whizzers, Cragglers, King Killers, Queen Quafflers, Crime Starters, and Crime Makers. Start your new year off right and send the old year out tight with Fresh Start Fireworks!
Let all fireworks act as symbols for the setbacks, grievances, and indignities you've personally suffered this past year. Fresh Start Fireworks, you may not come to the epiphanies afforded to you by fancy things like therapy, introspection, or personal sacrifice, but you can find immediate and short-term validation by setting all of your shortcomings ablaze. Yup, only Fresh Start Fireworks will give you that.
Life sucks! It sucks! But who gives a shit when you've got Fresh Start Fireworks? Burn the whole motherfucker down with our crazy flammable selection of fireworks. Our fireworks got the most firepower on lock, son! We got foundation fuckers, we got construction destructors, we got betrayer slayers, boot scooters, scooter shooters, shooter shooters, and twilight sparkles. All the shit that's fit to be lit so it can fucking explode everywhere, and we mean everywhere! A lot of our fireworks are technically classified as fucking bombs, bro! You can't make that shit up! Fresh Start Fireworks, they're fucking bombs!
We here at Fresh Start Fireworks know a thing or two about time, being that we've been in business for so much of it. Yup. No doubt, the gaping maw of time hungers for your mortal soul and will eventually succeed in consuming it whole, rendering the years you spend on this earth completely irrelevant, no matter how many you live to see. That's just a fact. Nothing we can do about that. But when time opens fire on you, Fresh Start Fireworks give you a chance to fire right back. What with our vast array of bottle rockets and the like. Bottle rockets which, once ignited, have the power to soar beyond the night sky and into the intangible jaws of eternity. All of them exploding into flames as if to say, not just yet, time. Not just yet. Yup.
We're all gonna die one day. So why be bitches about it? Fresh Start Fireworks lets you play chicken with the fucking grave, motherfucker. Our arsenal has some of the most fucking dangerous fireworks known to man. Tempt fate with the hand wringer, repent sins with the finger flinger, and play God with the doom bringer. The blast radius of which cannot be safely contained within city limits. And we fucking sell that shit. What the fuck are you waiting for? The year's almost over, bitch. Don't go into the new year without Fresh Start Fireworks, bitch! Who the fuck even are you anyway?
Making a New Year's resolution's a lot like making a promise to yourself that whatever wither and sense of dignity you still have will wither even further within 12 months' time. Shoot, back in January, I resolved to get myself out of this here fireworks business. Now here I am recording underwriting for this here fireworks business. Sure enough, time made a right fool of me, as it does all of us afflicted with the human experience. But it's in that rarest of all seconds, when the clock strikes midnight and the 31st of December gives way to the 1st of January, where we can take stock of all we've been and recognize all we could be, where we can celebrate ourselves and each other in a fiery display of resilience and pyrotechnic ingenuity, where we're all afforded the feeling of us being the ones in control of time for once, instead of the other way around. It may be a fleeting feeling, but it's a feeling worth commemorating in a flaming blaze of all that's good and glorious and alive. It's a feeling worth commemorating with Fresh Start Fireworks.
Get lit on Fresh Start Fireworks today! We got 3 convenient fucking locations in Harahan, Marrero, and your mom's house, motherfucker! If you don't fuck with Fresh Start Fireworks, then get fucked! Fuck you and your fucking new year! Fuck you! Fresh Start Fireworks!
At Fresh Start Fireworks, we believe that the best way to bring in the new year is by incinerating the old one. So folks, here's to firing Fresh Start Fireworks, here's to having a happy new year, and here's to hoping that maybe, just maybe, things will be different this next year. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Today's episode of No Sports is brought to you by Spanky and Dommies, where your kink is no problem. That's Spanky and Dommies. Welcome back, team. You're listening to No Sports, only on WRYAT, New Orleans Gorilla Radio. I'm your host, Bryan TBD, and team, boy, do I have a treat for you, because joining me today is professional audience entertainer and mascot for the New Orleans Pelicans, Pierre the Pelican. How are you doing today, Pierre? Fantastic. And thank you again for taking the time to come into the studio today. I know things can be a little hectic around the holidays, but thankfully we have a brief window here between Christmas and the New Year to catch our breath and reflect on our city's sports achievements over the past year. And like the city itself, so much has changed over the past 365 days for our local sports teams. The Saints have had a fantastic season despite injuries to key players and have once again clinched a playoff spot at the top of our division. Our beloved Pelicans haven't seen the same in-game success as the Saints, but we have to remember that they are still a completely new team with several young players, including the yet-to-play Zion Williamson. So there's still tons of hope and potential going into 2020. And even though we lost our Baby Cakes baseball team over the summer, their move has opened the door for more marginalized sports to get exposure in our area. New Orleans may not have been seen as a baseball city, but perhaps rugby or soccer will have better professional level success in our area. Pierre, was there anything in the past year from the NOLA sports world that stood out to you? That was indeed a memorable sporting moment and one that won't be forgotten anytime soon. And another moment that likely won't be forgotten is the Saints' upcoming playoff push. With a record of 12-3 and likely 13-3 after the upcoming Carolina game, the Saints have yet again defied the odds and found success in New Orleans. If you've been paying any attention to the Saints over the years, then you know they have a history of memorable exits from the playoff, be it the NOLA no-call earlier this year or the Minneapolis Miracle in 2018. And while we here at No Sports remain hopeful this year's playoff exit will come with a ring, we must remain the professional sports journalists that we are and take a serious look at the reality of the situation, which leads me to ask, Pierre, do you believe the Saints will screw themselves or get screwed to lose out in this year's playoffs? And if so, how? Well, I think it's been pretty apparent with this abhorrent officiating we've seen this season that the league either hates the Saints or hates reasonable and attentive refs. Possibly both. Regardless, I feel as though Coach Sean Payton or a key player, possibly two, will pick the least opportune time to shoot themselves in the foot and thus screw the Saints out of the playoffs, whether it be a bad call, missed tackle, or drop ball. However, given the current climate of reffing in the NFL, I feel the Saints team officials will more than likely divert the blame back onto the league and its officiating despite how obvious said screw-up will be. This should give us here in NOLA another year to pat ourselves on the back and say, it's not us, it's them. Anyway, moving forward from what I'm sure will be another bitter moment next year, let's take a look back at the Pelicans' year. It seems like only yesterday that the Pelicans were struggling to make the playoffs with a dissatisfied and injury-prone top 5 player. Yet here we are, less than a year later with a completely new front office, totally new players, basically a whole new team, still struggling to make the playoffs with an injured and dissatisfied potential top 5 player. With a record below 500, the Pelicans feel like a carbon copy of where we were last year, but now with new faces. Well, mostly new faces anyway, as shooting guard Drew Holiday and head coach Alvin Gentry were allowed to remain by order of head of basketball operations David Griffin as a reward for their off-court performance during the Anthony Davis trade at the end of the lost 2018-2019 season. While the Pelicans are on track to tank out for another top draft pick, it's doubtful we'll be able to draft Zion again, or that we'll have another player worth trading for another team's top picks. So despite all the changes and dwindling reasons for tanking, what more can the Pelicans do to save the season? Pierre, If you were more than a mascot and were the head of basketball operations of your team, what would you do to ensure that the past year's changes weren't in vain?
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, you wanna jam.
That's a good point, and I'm sure it would be a move in the right direction. However, I think we should just take a break from the team and its letdowns and focus on the fans for a bit. The Pelicans wouldn't be the team that they are, or aren't, without the fans, and we deserve to be acknowledged for it. Instead of forcing fans to watch the increasingly disappointing games, how about let them suit up and play with the team for a few minutes? It's not like it matters at this point, and would really build team-fan chemistry. Perhaps more bobblehead promo nights would get additional people through the doors. A post-game dunking booth, no pun intended, with Coach Gentry would be a great way for fans to relieve their disappointment and stress after a loss. And who knows, maybe some of the increased fan excitement and engagement would rub off on the team. At least we can take comfort in knowing the schedule gets easier in 2020. Get well soon, Zion. Please? Well, I wanted to get to hockey, but it looks like we're running out of time. Anyway, that's our time here on No Sports. I'm Bryan TBD, and that's Pierre the Pelican with No Sports, only on WRYAT. See you in 2020, team. Greetings, citizens. It is I, Fellatio, translator of the kings. As the new year approaches, so too does Mardi Gras, and with Mardi Gras, its king, the King of Mardi Gras. Today marks the beginning of Carnival declaration season for the year our Lord 2020, wherein the king shall declare and thus make law his will. So without further ado, I present the original king cake baby, the czar of Fat Tuesday, the glass bead menagerie man. I give you the King of Mardi Gras. Settle, 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 sigh. Mardi Gras shall only begin once a chicken on a stick is consumed by the sitting mayor or current starting Saints quarterback after the first weekend in February. So it is written, so it is law. Beads. Trees with 20 or more beads hanging from its branches are now considered city landmarks.
The king is a genius. I love New Orleans.
Removing beads from a tree is only permitted if the desired beads contain light-up features, glass, ceramic, or metal emblems. Removing the cheap shit will result in a one-time po' boy fine.
I love living in authentic New Orleans. But it is your got to area som med det som var då. Jag bara går då så GBF någon säkert det bo. Lista på då slash jag gabba då. Woo! Woo! Yo.
Gutter buddies will henceforth be known as gutter best friends and shall be treated and respected as such. Woo-wee!
Hey, hold on. If you toss, if you know you toss, if you don't go your toe, it got down by your man, in French got there. Him about him the go, he'll sit down. Woo!
Showing them tatas is banned anywhere outside of the French Quarter or the King's Palace. By the word of the King for the people of the King, now it is written, now it is done.
Him yourself, yo, 2020.
See you in 2020.
Hey everybody, it's Loupe here, and I got an album review, a special album review about 2019. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 albums. First album, Cats. It's the same soundtrack from the original. Just that you got new people singing it. Who's singing it? Mr. Loupe. Oh, Jennifer Hudson. You got a E. McKellen. You got a James Corden, a Judi Dench, a Edis Elba, a Francesca Haywood, a Rebel Wilson, a Taylor Swift, and everybody's favorite, a Jason Derulo. I don't know any of those people, but I read them really excitedly because I love cats. I don't like coyotes. Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. It's written by John Williams. Who? He gonna give you the same cast of characters, right? But new songs. This gonna be his last one. Mr. Man got 24 Grammys, 7 British Academy Film Awards, 5 Academy Awards, and 4 Golden Globes. That's crazy. He got 51 Academy Award nominations. That's second to Walt Disney. Whew, House of Mouse, ruling it all. Literally ruling it all, everybody. Okay, anyway, let's go to the last one. This is somebody that I didn't think I was gonna see new music by him, but they just gonna pop it out. Frank Zappa. It's the Hot Rat Sessions. I knew him. Some of the Zappa sessions, right? It's some Zappa, same session songs, just done a little differently, I guess. I met him one time. He's a weird dude, and he would not do the drugs I brought with me with him. What a rock star. I mean, I've been around jazz musicians most of my life, and that's where they're like, oh, Loupe's here, thank you so much, plug can leave. And I was like, oh, okay. But this jazzy man, he was just like, no to drugs. Hot Rat Sessions. It's gonna be 2020. I'm not gonna make a pun. That's everything I have for you nice people. So Loupe's gonna be hitting the dusty trails. Ow! We're gonna try that out, see if that works.
More furniture is having a half-off sale. Half of the store is marked. The other half of the store is empty. More Furniture wants to buy your furniture. Half of our store is empty. More Furniture needs more furniture. Your furniture. Give us a price for your furniture and we'll give you half for it. Real simple. Think of a number price you know you want and you will take and then double it. Ask us for that doubled number price. Our half off sale is halfway over. Heck, our sale half thought out even. We can all win. Please sell us your furniture. More furniture needs more furniture. All the furniture.
Welcome back, team. Bryan TBD here. Now, most of you might remember me from No Sports, but today I'll be hosting the WRYAT Year-End Review, where we'll be sitting down with the host of some of our most popular segments to discuss the year-end review and what we look forward to in the future. Joining me today is Tedward Murphy from Dorm Talk, Penny Tucker from New Orleans Eats, Donnie Damico from BOAT Talk, and Loupe Gooru from the Loupe Gooru Musical Experience. Welcome to the show, Ted. How are you doing today?
What's good, dude? Towers in the house, dude. Hey, Merry Christmas or Happy New Year, I think, dude.
Happy New Year indeed. What was something you remember special about your time here on WRYAT in 2019?
Yo, some dude come up to me at the booth, dude, and was like, do you want to do some radio shows, dude? And I was like, what? And then I talked to my buddy, dude, and he was just like, yeah, let's do that. So we started doing the show, dude. Have you heard our segment, dude?
Absolutely. And that's fantastic to hear. Moving on to Penny Tucker, host of New Orleans Eats.
Hey, Brian. Thank you so much for having me.
Penny, was there anything in 2019 that stands out to you?
You know, there's that hot lava cake. That was delicious. I really enjoyed that. I'm so busy right now with Revyon. I've got so much to eat right now.
That's great. That's great to hear, Penny. Moving on, I see we have Donnie Damico from Boat Talk, but Donnie, where's Ronnie?
He's just back in the clink. That whole breaking and entering thing that he tried to do when he was running for harbor master. Well, he's kind of serving a little bit more time for that right now.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry to hear that, Donnie. Was there anything that you remember from 2019 that you could speak on Ronnie's behalf that you remember?
Well, personally, I remember us going magnet fishing and finding this big titanium exoskeleton mech under the water that we subsequently trapped ourselves in and then were able to escape from by loading ourselves in its phallus.
And aren't we glad you loaded yourselves into that phallus? It's good to have you here on WRYAT, and I look forward to 2020 with you.
Thanks very much, Brian. It's good talking to you there. Hoping the Christmas money can take care of another relative's bill this holiday season.
And lastly, Loupe Gooru from the Loupe Gooru Musical Experience. Loupe, I know you've had quite a few experiences here in the WRYAT studio. Is there anything that comes to mind?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Bryan TBD. Although it's Loupe Gooru, not Guru. You said it's Guru.
My apologies.
Oh, I accept it. I'm going to say probably the coyote. Is that what you want me to say? Everybody wants me to say the coyote. It was really troublesome. I hope I see that coyote again, but with a family.
Well, it was quite an incident, and to be perfectly honest, that was absolutely the white elephant in the room.
Yeah, it marked everywhere. It pissed all over the place.
Yes, we're actually still cleaning up and renovating the studio from that, but
Musky.
We're still glad to have you in the studio today. Even though we're still cleaning up from that coyote, we're glad to have you as part of the team. Looping back around, no pun intended, Tedward, is there anything you look forward to in 2020 with Dorm Talk?
Look, dude, I'm just trying to pass all my exams and whatnot so my dad don't cut off my finances. Mainly, dude, there's some good UFC fights coming up, dude, and I heard they're going to make a new pepperoni Slim Jim, dude, so I'm real excited about that.
Aren't we all? Penny, how about you? What does 2020 have in store for New Orleans Eats?
I am curious, Brian, like now that we don't have sucre anymore, where are we going to get the unusual king cake this year? That's really what I'm looking forward to, especially this spring. Just the best king cake.
Well, I think we can all agree that my grandmother has the best king cake, but unfortunately, those aren't for sale. However, I do know a guy. I'll give you his number after the show. Donnie, 2020, Boat Talk, lay it on us.
Well, most of the immediate future consists of me spending an inordinate amount of money on things I would like to use for myself to get Ronnie out of jail again. So once I get him busted out of there, I'm sure we can start talking boats again on the radio, and I'm thrilled about it.
I think we're all looking forward to Ronnie's safe return home and back on the air.
That makes one of you.
Loupe, how about you? What can we expect from the Loupe Gooru musical experience in this coming year?
I'm going to get out of my house in the studio, and I'm going to go out on the streets, and I'm going to see some stuff around town. It's going to be super crazy and local.
Well, it's nice to finally have it on record that you do live here at the studio.
But hold on, Mr. Bryan. You've been asking some real great questions. I just want to know one thing. What's your favorite segment that you did this year on Bryan TBD? And maybe next year, what you look forward to?
Huh. I never really thought about it, Loupe. Thanks for asking. I would say my favorite part of 2019 was, first and foremost, spending time with you guys. Behind that would be the po' boy eating contest. Tedward, you won that, I believe.
I ate a lot of sandwich that day, dude. It was for my dad and for my grandma mainly.
Oh, well, that makes that moment even more special, knowing that it was for your family.
Anytime I can gobble sandwich, Bryan TBD, I'm there, dude.
Well, Depending on if you graduate this year, you might be entering next year's contest, so I look forward to potentially seeing you perform yet again.
It's all I got, Bryan TBD.
Well, best of luck, Tedward. As far as 2020 goes, I look forward to spending more time on the court and less time in the studio. That's right, I'll be going live. Anyway, that's our time here on the WRYAT Year-End Review. I would like to thank everyone for joining me today, and see you next time, team.
Hey, boat heads, this is Donnie Damico.
This is Ronnie Damico.
And we're here to tell you that we can answer your burning boat questions.
Yeah, so if you have a question that's in your brain bucket and you want to tell us, guess what? We have a phone number.
That's right. The Boat Talk Hotline is live, and that phone number is 504-233-9337.
What's that again, Donnie?
Well, Ronnie, that's 504-233-9337. That is the Boat Talk Hotline. You just call and leave your name and a boat question.
Hey, pal, hold on. I'm writing it down. One more time.
That's 504-233-9337. You got it yet? I mean, it is
You
important.
said 338 or 337?
7. It's the one before 8. It's an easy way to remember the numbers that it kind of rhymes with boat talk.
This is WRYAT New Orleans Guerrilla Radio. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.